Hello from day 2 of the autumn migration in the Darhad Valley. Yesterday we went about 22 kilometers from the autumn camp that we were at before. And we've left the Darhad Valley behind us, and now we're in a place called Nariin Tal, which means narrow steppe, which is a narrow piece of grassland. That's the beginning of the route to the mountain pass that we're going to use to get to the winter pastures. And when I show you what's going on outside, it is snowing right now, so I wanted to start the video inside. You'll see that there's kind of a wall of trees directly to the north of us, and that's pretty much where the steppes of Asia end and the Siberian forests begin. If you go any further north, you're in solid forest, and if you go south of here, it's a mixture of forest and grassland. So we'll be heading through that forest that the people here collectively call taiga tomorrow, and we'll be moving up into the mountains to get over the pass the following day. So I just wanted to show you the ger. We're staying in Bimba's family's ger, and we're eating, well, some of us are eating lunch right now. This is Nansil, this is Bimba's wife. We're eating fried rice with a mixture of beef and mutton, which is really good. It's really warm and it's really filling right now, because it's about 10 degrees warmer in the forest here than it was in the autumn camp yesterday. But it's still pretty cold out and it is snowing. And this is the ger we're staying in. We figured all 8 of us are going to stay in here rather than set up 3 separate gers and have to pack them up and take them down and put them back up every day. But this is what the typical ger looks like during a migration. This is another one of the people who is moving with us. Normally there are twice as many of these poles on the roof as there are right now. We only put half of them in because we're working with the bare minimum, so that this thing takes about 20 minutes to put up when we stop for the day and about 20 minutes to take down and pack up for the day. There's no furniture or anything, there's just the stuff that we're using to cook and eat with. So we're making tea on the stove right now. Amka is serving food out of the big pot that we use to cook with. And we've just got our firewood, and we've got 2 boxes that were on the oxen that have our cooking and eating stuff. And then we have our bedding material all around us, and we've laid this mat down on the floor to sleep on to get us off of the cold ground. And it was really warm sleeping in here last night, even though we're working with the minimum. So I'll show you what's going on outside. Just because we're stopped for the day, we're not moving anywhere today because Bimba is out getting fresh horses for us, because our horses were really horrible and lazy yesterday. So we're getting fresh horses for tomorrow, and giving the cattle a rest and giving the sheep and goats a chance to graze for the day, and even though it's snowing. And then tomorrow we'll start really early and start heading into the forest to the second camp, which is called Renchinkhlumbe, which is in the forest, and there's a natural spring there. That's where people stop on the second day, and the third day they go over the pass. So you'll see that, and you'll see us moving over the pass in the following videos. So it's just kind of a rest day right now before we move out. And it's good to rest today because hopefully the snow will stop tomorrow. So I'll show you what's going on outside. People are still working, chopping firewood, working with horses, working with oxen, herding sheep and goats. So just because we're resting today doesn't mean the labor stops. So I'll show you what the landscape looks like outside. It is snowing, but not very heavily. And these are all of our oxen. And the great thing about them is that they were a pain in the ass to load yesterday, because we had to specifically fit everything to particular oxen. So you see smaller oxen there, and you see larger oxen here. The larger ones obviously get heavier loads than the smaller ones. But what we do is they stay tethered here during the day, and the load that's made for them is laid down beside them. So every load is right next to the ox, so that when you go to reload them the next day, it's easier because you know what goes on them. You're not moving stuff around and picking different things, seeing what fits, what doesn't fit. So this is what Nariin Tal looks like. This is pretty much the last grassland you're going to get before you hit Siberia. There is grassland further north here, but not in this region. So this is where the steppes of Asia end. And there are kind of communal hashas that people use to keep their sheep and goats during the day. But otherwise, this is what camp looks like. And directly to the north of us here, this is that wall of trees that I was telling you about, where we're going to head into that tomorrow. And right now you would see it's actually really beautiful if it's not snowing out, because you have this range of mountains in front of you, and the Otruk Pass that we're going to go over is directly in that direction where I'm pointing right now, even though you can't see it. And that's where we're going to be heading tomorrow. So the second camp is in the forest, in that direction. And then there is no third camp. We just go over the pass and head into the Horo River Valley where the winter pastures are. It's a narrow strip of grassland in the middle of the mountains that's a whole lot warmer than it is over on this side of the mountains. One family already came through today with horses, yaks, cattle, camels, sheep, and goats, and went up in that direction. Hopefully they're going to have a safe trip over there. People don't like to really move. You move in the snow if you have to. One thing you really don't do is try to be in the pass when it's snowing, because the pass, if it's snowing kind of lightly here right now, it's storming in the pass. So you want to make sure to not be there when it's a complete whiteout. So anyway, this is where we'll be for the rest of the day, at least, and tomorrow we're going to be heading out. As far as the riding's been going, now I'm from New York, we don't ride horses. Here it was kind of okay, but Mongolian saddles are not the most comfortable, so my ass was just numb and cramping the entire time that I was riding. So your legs cramp, your ass cramps, and you're constantly trying to shift around to get comfortable. Also, my horse was really lazy, so it was hard at times to keep up with people, and I had to constantly yell and to get him to speed up. Here come the sheep and goats right now. So this is the last day of real herding before we start moving again. Anyway, I'll cut the video there, because when these batteries die, I'm shit out of luck, because there's no way to charge them. I have a power bank that only gets you so far, but I really don't want to miss filming in the pass and in the forest tomorrow. So I'll let you go here. Have a good one. Stay warm.